Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today on Just the Basics, we are going to continue our PowerShell series. We're going to cover commandlets as well as working within directories. New item, rename item, copy, move, and remove item. So let's go ahead and continue on. As you already know, this is part of the Just the Basics series, which follows along with my book, which is available on Amazon. It's not required to use the book to follow the series, but if you're interested in purchasing the book, you can follow the link in the description below to take you to Amazon. Our last topic, we had covered navigation. As mentioned, today we'll be talking about working with files and directories. We will continue on with the other subjects in the next videos. So we're going to cover commandlets today, and there's a basic format of that. There's a verb, a noun, and then a parameter or multiple parameters. And then there's items. We're going to talk about new, rename, copy, move, remove. Let's go more in depth for commandlets. So we always are going to be doing a verb dash noun, and it's normally very intuitive. So some of the most common verbs are going to be get, set, copy, move. The only one that is a little bit different than a normal verb is new. And then we have nouns. So let's get location. Maybe we can set location. We can get child item. Or we can get item, set item, move, copy, remove, all of these items, and we're going to cover that in more details. And then there are parameters. So there are some that are required, such as if you're going to copy a file, you need to know which file you're copying. That's one parameter. And where to copy it, second parameter. And then there's going to be some that are not required. They're optional. And then there are some that are also positional. So maybe you don't need to specify which parameter you are filling, and it's going to be based on the position. So one example is if you're going to copy an item, the first parameter you put will be the file you're copying, and the second parameter will be the location. Even if you're not specifying by name the parameters, it will be in that order. It will know that. And then there are some that are named. So they're not in any position. In order to utilize them, you have to name them. So let's take a look at this. So here's an example of doing a help. So we have copy item, and we can see over here there are two different variations of how you can do this. And we have a literal path. So normally whenever you are doing a copy item, you're saying what the path is, and you're going to put where the destination is. But perhaps you might have some special characters in your file name or in the file path, and it might be treated as a wildcard. We don't want that. So instead, we're going to say literal path. Do not interpret any special characters as a wildcard. Treat it as whatever symbol we are coding it as. So if we were to do this on its own, like not specify anything, it's first going to say, okay, this first position, the 0 position, is the path, and the 1 position is the destination. If you're wanting to use this literal path, it has to be named. You have to specifically call it out. And we will take a look at this as we go through some examples. So without further ado, let's go ahead and continue and see this in practice. Okay, let's go through some examples. So right now, I am in a demonstration files set. And in this set, we're going to cover a few things, and I can show you in the File Explorer as well. And we will first create a new item. So we are going to say new, we're going to hit dash, and now we can go to item. And if I do another dash, I will be able to see all of the different parameters that we have. So the first thing we'll want to do is we can say a path. Where are we wanting to put it? Or if we are already in the directory we are wanting to put it, we can just simply type in the name. So let's just do that right now. Let's just say name, because I want to put it in this demonstration files. And I'm going to call this new file.txt. If it were a folder rather than a file, I can say item type and I can say directory. But right now, by default, it's going to assume it is a file. So if I hit enter, I can see a new file has been created. I can come over here and I can take a look. Here we have it. New file has just been added. Or I can do get child item. And I can see that has been added. Here it is. You can see it was not here earlier. Now, let's say we want to rename this item. So we're going to say rename item, and I can start typing in new file.txt, and then the new name, as you can see, if I'm not doing anything, it's already going to know the second one's the new name. Let me just back up real quick. I can say the path, if I wanted to do the explicitly, the path is new file.txt, and then the new name is renamed file.txt. So now let's take a look again, and here we can see new file is gone, and now we have renamed file. Renamed file. And if I go ahead and do that get child item, we can go ahead and see it here as well. Now we can go ahead and do copy. And again, we would say the path. And we can say rename, renamed file. And then the destination, let's go ahead and put it in the A folder. If I come over here to the A folder, I can see renamed file has been copied here. And I have the original here. Since I just copied it, I didn't move it. Now you can do something whenever you do copy. You can also rename it at the same time. Renamed again .txt. So now it's copying it, but at the same time, it is renaming it as well. So here we have renamed again. And as you saw right here, we were doing just calling the folder that we're in. We're already in demonstrations. We're going to call the A file. We didn't need to put everything at the same spot, or I could have done a dot and then the dash A. If you're unfamiliar with how to do this navigation, please watch the prior video. And now we can go ahead and we can move the item as well. So we no longer want it in our current directory. We want to just remove it from this demonstration files. So let's say move item. And I can say the path is renamed file.txt. And I can put the destination as, let's do A again, and let's say moved file.txt. So we're moving it and renaming it at the same time. So now we have moved it, and I can see moved file here in the A folder. And if I go back to demonstration files, it's no longer here. So let me make a few changes. Rename file, tag.txt. Now there's some characters in here, and if you're doing regular expressions, this could be treated as any character. And we're not wanting this to be treated as any character. We're wanting it to be treated as a dot, specifically a dot. So this could be a time. Let me just move into the set location. Let's move into the A folder. And let's do get child item so we can take a look at everything. So here we have this rename file, text. So many things going on right here. So let's go ahead and rename this to something a little bit nicer. So let's go ahead and say the rename item. Now, instead of saying path, let's say literal path. And we can now say renamed file.text.txt.txt, and we want to rename it to just simply simple file.txt. And we've done that, and here we have simple file. Very nice. So generally, path works fine the majority of the time. If you are working in something that has lots of special characters, or maybe you're working in client files and people tend to do lots of strange things, then do the literal path. So in my day-to-day work, I normally use literal path. In my own personal files, I normally just use path because I don't usually use any special characters there. Okay, so now we have moved file, renamed file, simple file. Let's get this moved file and let's remove it. Let's get rid of it. Now, I normally do not like to do remove item. Normally, if I don't need something, I'll put it in its own special folder. And once I'm very sure, very confident, I no longer need it, I will probably just remove it using the normal right click and delete. There we go. Here we have the delete up here. Or if I did the right click, here's the delete here. Now, if you do delete, or if you do delete up here, it will move it to your recycling bin. And if you realize later, oops, I did not mean to remove it, you can restore it. When you use remove item, you cannot restore it. It does not go to the recycling bin. Let me say that once more so everyone's clear. Remove item removes it permanently. No recycling bin. That is why use this with caution. So we want to remove moved file. And if you wanted to do anything else, you can have other parameters. Again, we've not been covering all the parameters for all of these. Here, we're just going to say what that path was. And we're going to hit enter. And boom, it is gone. Moved file is gone. It is gone forever. No way to get it back. So again, use with caution. But what we've covered today are how to make a commandlet. We've already seen that in the past videos with set location, get location, and get child item. But now we also have copy item, move item, rename, remove. So I hope this was helpful, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for following along with this video. We really appreciate that. As you know, we have just the basics of PowerShell book available now. Coming soon is going to be regular expressions. And then we'll have various other topics coming along the way in the future. With that, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Leave any comments or questions you may have down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.